Hi, and welcome to FranTastic InSights. My name is Melissa Blum. I'm the VP of Franchise Expansion for FranServe, the world's largest franchise consulting and expansion organization. Our mission is to connect aspiring entrepreneurs with life-changing franchise opportunities. We love changing people's lives through franchising. Through FranTastic InSights, we want to bring you exclusive information on innovative franchise brands making an impact in the industry. Today, I'm super excited. We have Sarah Giampiccolo. She is the Director of Franchise Development with Oliver's Nannies. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for being with us today.
Hi, Melissa. Thank you so much for having me.
So I'm excited to get your insight into Oliver's Nannies and for you to share with our viewers why this franchise is an incredible opportunity for aspiring entrepreneurs. So
Absolutely.
let's jump right in. Childcare, as we all know, is a huge need in our country, right? With so many working parents. Do you want to talk a little bit about how Oliver's Nannies came to be and how it fills that need for those working families?
Absolutely. And like you said it best, Melissa, it is a need that parents across the country have. We began in October of 2018 when our founder, Kathy Livingston, was in those shoes. She had a then 6-month-old baby. She owned another business, working parent. Daycares had long wait lists. Hiring privately was just very daunting as a business owner to have to manage somebody in her home. Kind of took a step back, put her entrepreneurial hat on, and realized that you can get quality vetted care for an aging loved one in the blink of an eye, but that type of service doesn't exist for children. And now here we are. So we've been in business since November of 2018, and we started franchising early in 2023. So 2 years of franchising.
Love that. Some of our best brands are really born out of those necessities that those founders had personally. Can you
Absolutely.
describe the business model a little bit, along with some of the key differentiators that make you stand out from any competition you might have?
Absolutely. Business model is really simple. At its most basic form, we're a staffing agency. So franchisees are going to be recruiting and managing nannies in a low fixed cost environment. And then they're going to place and manage those nannies in homes throughout their given territory. So again, they're fully insured and bonded. They're W-2 employees, which is one of the things that really differentiates us from our competition. We also provide ongoing management. So we provide fill-in care, restaffing, provide care plans. So really a lot of continued ongoing support that we haven't found in similar brands. We also have a proprietary matching system. So every family and nanny are kind of designated into a care provider level that they're either looking for or the nanny they are. And then we have different care approaches as well. And then we look to match the families and nannies to really give us our best successful matching throughout staffing.
Yeah, I love that matching system idea. As a mom myself, that would be a big concern, to make sure that the quality of care matched what my needs were.
Yeah, and everybody has something different. Like you said, you're a mom, and when your kids were younger and needed the care, I'm sure what you wanted is completely different. Myself as a new mom, my needs for my child are very different than, my friend who has a toddler and, a crazy kindergartner. So everybody's needs and priorities are going to be a little bit different. So we want to make sure that we're addressing every single family's need. Same thing with the nanny. A nanny's, sweet spot and preference, she might, you might have a nanny that's going to prefer to sit home and snuggle the little babies. And then you might have a nanny that would go crazy just sitting around not doing anything
Right.
and wants the younger kids to run around with. So we want to make sure that from both ends, the matching process, is set up for success as best as possible.
Perfect. Perfect. Can you talk a little bit about the mission statement of Oliver's Nannies? And if you had to sum up the company culture in just a few sentences, how would you do that?
Yep. So our mission statement is to lead the childcare industry with both innovative and accessible staffing solutions. So again, we want to be innovative, that matching process. We want to make sure that we're always thinking forward and how can we make this best for each single family and nanny and franchisee as well, now that we're franchising, and accessible. So our programs offer different solutions for every single parent, whether it's full-time, part-time, long-term, short-term, or just an as-needed care solution. We have care that can be accessible to every family. I'd say our culture is collaborative, supportive, goal-oriented, and like-minded, family-oriented. A family orientation mindset is extremely important in this business.
Got it. You guys have expanded quite a bit over this past couple of years. Can you tell us a little bit about that expansion and what are the plans going forward into 25?
Yeah, so we are now open and operating in 8 different locations in 7 states. And we have 3 other offices that are slated to open within the next couple of weeks to next couple of months, and a couple of really exciting deals very close to the finish line. So lots of expansion. I would say that our hot markets really remain on the East Coast, Florida, Georgia, specifically Atlanta, the New Jersey area. Really just looking to continue our growth at a very intentionally slower pace. Not necessarily slow. We did start out with an intentional slow rollout.
Mhm.
Kathy is our founder. Her background is all in operations, and that's something that's very important to us, the support that we provide here. And I'm sure we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but we wanted to
Mhm.
make sure that our infrastructure was set to provide this quality of support and this level of support, that we're dedicated to doing. So we have intentionally grown at a slower clip so that we can continue to support in a streamlined fashion the franchisees that we have on and continue to bring on. Over the next course of 2025, we look to continue growing, and would love to see, at a bare minimum, at least 20 more franchisees this year.
I love that. That's really what you described as, I think, the definition of responsible franchising, which is something
Mhm.
we talk a lot here at FranServe about. And so we're happy to have partners that engage in that type of responsible franchising. You talked a little bit about hot territories. Can you talk a little bit about your territory design? How do
Mhm.
you determine them? How big are they?
Yep, we're looking at 3 different main demographic points when we're looking at territories. We're not necessarily looking at specific sizing. It's all going to depend on population density.
Mhm.
So we're looking at the overall median income for a given territory, to make sure that it is a little bit higher than your average income in the area, to make sure that you have clientele that can afford the service.
Mhm.
But then also the 2 other main points that we're looking at are going to be the total number of children, 0 to 10, which we actually break down 0 to 5 and 6 to 10. And then we're looking at the total number of households with children. And then we're going to take those numbers and make sure that they're comparable to the flagship location, which has shown us our proven growth and year-over-year growth. So we're going to make sure that those are comparable. So from a size perspective, a territory right outside New York City with a very dense population is going to be smaller in area compared to our office in Boise, Idaho, or somewhere like that. But the numbers within the territory are going to be comparable.
Makes perfect sense. Um, if you were to define an ideal franchisee, what kind of candidates are you really looking for to be successful at Oliver's Nannies?
Yeah, great question. And I think it kind of all goes back to our culture. Family oriented, goal driven professionals with an entrepreneurial mindset, looking to make a difference in their community. Maybe it's a professional who wants to stay in a professional space, but kind of sick of like the corporate, edge and wants to take that off.
Mhm.
Maybe it's a mom whose kids, are now in school full time and she's looking to do, something a little bit more for herself.
Mhm.
Somebody that doesn't want to continue to work for someone else. So again, I'd say it's a combination of, professional, entrepreneurial mindset, business goal driven, and somebody with that family oriented, wants to help the community mindset.
Perfect. So once you find that perfect candidate and they become your new franchisee, what's the typical ramp up time from the time that they sign with you to the time that they're launching their business?
Yeah, we are very structured. And there's a lot of support that's going to go on from the minute that a franchisee signs. The minute they sign, they're going to get a welcome call, welcome email, and they're going to be looking to set up a welcome call with Melanie Hadley Franklin. She's our director of operations, comes to us with 25 plus years in franchising in the operational space. So tons of experience. Our franchisees are in great hands with her. They start a welcome call. They start twice a week calls from then. From signing to new owner training is about 6 weeks. And then from new owner training, which is a week of training in the New Jersey office, it's about 6 weeks to 2 months of additional kind of like startup until you're opening your doors. This can absolutely be done faster. That's what
Mhm.
we're seeing kind of on average.
Perfect. And then, so now say I become your new franchisee, what kind of coaching and assistance, mentoring can I expect, in that first year and beyond?
Where do I even start, Melissa?
I knew you were
So,
excited to talk about this one.
so much support because as I mentioned, it's something that's so important to us. You know, both Kathy as the founder, Melanie as our director of operations, we have almost 50 years of franchising, all from an operational standpoint. So support for success is something that is really, at the heart of what we do here. So like I said, franchisees are going to get twice a week calls with Melanie as they're getting started up. We have a startup checklist. They're getting an operations manual. Melanie is going to be on site for their grand opening for 4 days. And then after, she's still going to have calls at a regular cadence. That cadence is really going to depend on the franchisee. How comfortable do they feel? Do they feel like they need a little bit more? And then she's going to go back and do another visit once that franchisee starts to get traction. We don't put a specific time frame on there because everybody kind of moves at their own pace. So we want to make sure it's at a spot that makes sense from, do they have traction? Do they have clients? How are they doing? Type of cadence. And then from a community standpoint, obviously, we are very intentional with the culture that we're building so that franchisees can feel comfortable going to each other. We do webinars that we post on our internet portal. We also do things like town halls and other things like that to make sure that there's tons of support and a community feeling.
Love it. That is just beyond important. So we're glad to hear that. So really in closing today, do you have any key takeaways that you just want our viewers to walk away from this viewing and just really remember about Oliver's Nannies?
Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to start. Oliver's Nannies, it's truly a needed service. 51% of Americans live in what's defined as what's called as a child care desert. And that's where there's 3 children to every 1 licensed child care spot. So if you're looking to do something to help your community, if you're looking to do something that recession proof is a big thing. In 2020, we doubled. So the need is absolutely there. So if you're looking for something to make a difference, if you're looking for something that's going to give you really good work-life balance, we're a family-oriented brand, and work-life balance is extremely important to everybody here at the corporate level. And we want to make sure that our franchisees feel that as well. So lovely opportunity for parents, for somebody who has another business. Again, that work-life balance is wonderful, and we'd love to have you come join us here.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Sarah. You've shared some fantastic insights about Oliver's Nannies. I think it's clear why this brand is such an exciting opportunity for budding entrepreneurs. FranServe is thrilled to have you as a partner. We're excited for a wonderful 2025, helping more people achieve their dreams through franchising. And to our audience, thanks for tuning in today to this episode of FranTastic InSights. Stay tuned for more conversations with innovative brands that are shaping the future of franchising. And until then, have a fantastic day.